pretty open. I have a phone call with the attorney Friday afternoon. That was the only time he had available.
Okay. We ready to roll, Manny? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Wednesday, September 9th. This is our MPO Technical Advisory Committee. We're holding a hybrid virtual meeting. I believe we might have some folks online. We appreciate you taking time to participate in our meeting today. With that, we need to call the meeting to order with introductions or just move on. Do we need to do introductions or not? Melanie, you want to start?
Sure. Melanie Romagnoli, City of Dade City Community and Economic Development Director.
Venkat Vadikudi, Pasco County Traffic Operations.
Todd Vandenberg, Director of Planning, Zephyr Hills.
I am Parks Planner with Parks and Rec.
Cynthia Spidell, Principal Planner with Ardura, representing the PEDC.
Folks online, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. This is Brian Hall from the City of Dade City, Interim Public Works Director.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, Brian.
This is Debbie Bolduc with Engineering Services Administration, Pasco County.
Hi, Debbie.
Christine Untis T. Barta.
Okay. Well, the next item is public comment. I don't know if we have anybody that's joined us online that has any public comment or input to provide. We do not. Thank you. Next, we'll have the meeting minutes of the prior Technical Advisory Committee meeting of August 10, 2020. You could please take a chance to review and provide any comment if there are any. Hearing none, do we need a motion to approve, or we'll ask for a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Good.
As of September 2nd.
Showing the
Page
8th.
3.
Is that correct, Manny? It'd be the 2nd?
On page 3 of the meeting minutes, or actually on page 5 of the whole document.
I have September 8th on mine, but we changed it to the 9th, subsequent to the meeting.
Adjournment next meeting date that shows as September 2nd, 2020. Okay.
Yeah. Any other comments? Hearing none, we've had a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Hearing none, this item's approved. Manny, it looks like we have one action item. Like to share this with us?
Item number 4, the report on MPO board actions.
I'm sorry.
So I'll just briefly go over that.
Okay, thank you.
The MPO board agenda is also in your packet. And basically, there was a hybrid virtual meeting requirement, a resolution that the MPO approved. And we also had A couple of other action items. One was we had the calendar year 2021 meeting schedule that was approved for the MPO board and also all the advisory boards, CAC, TAC, LCB, and BPAC. Then we also had consultant Tyndall Oliver as part of our long-range transportation plan. They reported on the congestion management process and the state of the system report. And finally, we had a presentation by T. Barder's consultant on Envision 2030 that was presented before the board. That was the gist of the meeting.
Thank you, Manny. Any questions? Okay, now the action item.
So this one action item we have is the annual roll forward amendment to the adopted TIP. Basically what this does is it reconciles the differences between the TIP that was adopted by the NPO in June and the FDOT's 5-year work program that will actually take effect on October 1st. Since there was a few projects that were not committed in the previous year, this action actually just automatically rolls over these projects into your fiscal year 21 to match FDOT's work program. There is in your packet, actually there's 3 affected projects. One is State Road 52 from east of 41 to Aaron Cutoff. That has been moved to this fiscal year. US 41 from north of Connerton to 52. That was the second project, and the last one was a couple of segments along Little Road, ATMS, ITS projects from Government Drive to Ridge, and one from Star Trail to 19, where the construction was moved to this fiscal year. This is something we do every year. As we move in to the new fiscal year, some of the projects just don't get started and they automatically roll over to the first year of the new TIP. So what we're asking you to do today is make a recommendation to the MPO of approval of this roll forward amendment.
Thank you, Manny. Any comments or questions before we?
The question, comment on, it says effect on October 1st. Fiscal year for FDOT starts on July 1st, right?
Right, our TIP is adopted prior to July 1st. We did it in June. But I guess for DOT's purposes, they don't start till October 1st. And in the 3-month gap, we kind of clean up some of the stuff that didn't get started. We want to recognize those projects that are automatically rolled over into the new fiscal year. And those are the 3 that I mentioned.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? I'll look for a motion.
So motioned.
Second.
Okay, we've had a motion and second to review and approve the annual roll forward amendment to the adopted TIP as presented. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Hearing none, item approved. Well, next up is status reports, presentations, and updates.
So at this time, we don't have any presentations or updates for this meeting.
Thank you. Any CMP task force issues?
There is no CMP for this meeting.
I don't believe we have our PCPT representative here, unless he's online. Okay. Manny, you aware of anything?
He went over a few items. I guess he had another meeting. Hopefully, we'll just postpone it to the next meeting and update on.
Okay. Yeah, under other business, I was going to ask Jensen from DOT was on board today.
Yeah, I guess he wants to maybe chime in on the roll forward, or he has other. Jensen, are you on? Can you speak now, or did you?
Yeah, hey
were you
Manny,
turned
I'm
on?
here.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, I'm here. I just wanted to respond to the question from Venkat on the roll forward. The October 1st date is the start of the federal fiscal year, and the July 1st date is the start of the state fiscal year. So Manny was correct in saying there's a 3-month lag there, but the state fiscal year begins on July 1st and the federal begins on October 1st. So that's the discrepancy in those dates.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jensen. Hey, Jensen, this is Todd. Hey, did you get the email that I've sent to Manny?
Yeah, he was copied on that. I guess, Todd, if you don't mind, can we, when we get to other business, maybe, I mean, just it takes a second. Well, that is the next.
Yeah, that's our next item is other business. You know the email I was referring to, Jensen?
Yes, is that the revenue one, correct?
We couldn't hear you, Jensen.
Was that the one on the revenue?
Yes.
With COVID?
Yes.
Yeah. So for that, we still don't have a definitive amount or specifically what that's going to do to the work program. The revenue conference that was just held was actually back a month ago, back in the middle of August. From what I've been hearing and from what the Secretary Gwynn has kind of been hearing as well, the hit that we are poised to take isn't as large as what we were thinking that it was going to be earlier in the summer. So that's some good news coming out of this. We've seen a rebound in our gas taxes quite a bit, and the pickup in more people driving obviously has helped with that. Again, we still don't have anything specific, but I know what the Secretary is really kind of pushing as we go through our gaming phase of our work cycle, which is going to begin here very shortly. We really want to make sure that we protect a few types of projects. Those projects include our safety projects. So any of our safety that we're doing, PED safety, traffic safety, those type of things, you know, lighting, sidewalks, those type of projects we really want to protect. We also want to protect our preservation projects. So those are projects when you think of like bridge rehabs and resurfacing projects, those are kind of in line to be protected. And then it kind of goes into our capacity projects where those are the projects that we're going to really kind of look at and kind of fine tune to see what we can maybe pause for a year or two and kind of push those projects just a little bit to make sure that whatever that amount of the revenues that we do have, we can stay within our budget for. The Secretary also has been saying that for some projects that have already been pushed, I know there's a couple that have been pushed a year or two for Pasco. Those projects, we wouldn't want to push those again. So it would be kind of balancing other projects to maybe push those other projects a year or two so that cumulatively you're not losing 5 or 6 years on one project. So that's kind of what our Secretary has been trying to look at as we start to game all of our projects. Right now, we don't have any other information other than that. We haven't gotten into the specifics yet with what the program is going to look like. But we are trying to do the best that we can to make sure that we keep everything as close to the schedule as what we previously had, and just trying to work with whatever that estimate is going to be coming out of the revenue conference that was just last month. So.
Okay, well, thank you for that overview, Jensen. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Manny, do you have any comments or questions on that or any of the board?
It's just a waiting game on that. We have to just wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
All we know is that we're going to have a shortfall. I mean,
yeah, that's anticipated.
You know, they talk about the SIS is going to be hit the most. But fortunately for us, our SIS facilities, the I-75, we got it all improved. The only piece we have is the US 19 corridor and the 54, 56, around 41 that we were trying to capture some money maybe for construction. I don't know if we were going to have that anyway, but maybe more right-of-way funds for the eventual, maybe an overpass or something. So we're just going to have to wait to see how we are impacted.
Okay, any other business? I guess that kind of ties into the next item there. TC member roundtable. Anybody have any items of interest or just general information to bring up for the good of the board? Well, I'll start then. I've had some discussions with Jensen a little bit and Debbie Bolduc, Manny a little bit. I had brought up at a prior meeting, I guess, inquiring about SIGP grant application opportunities to apply for, and had a nice talk with Jensen about that, and just talked about the process. And my understanding is, in being able to apply for a CP grant application, I'll probably get with Deborah and Tania to talk about our interest of putting in an application or two for the SIGP. And just as a recap, we have a lot of development in Southwest Zephyr Hills off of Simons Road. In total, about 1,000 units, and there's some turn lanes and road improvements occurring, but where the issues are is Simons Road in Fort King and Simons Road in Island Boulevard. In the future, particularly when all this residential development growth occurs. So we also, of course, people are using that road now as a cut through from Fort King coming south on Fort King to get to Island Boulevard to avoid 301. So we feel it has some merits as a reliever to 301. So we've had some discussion, like to continue those discussions with county staff to look at completing an application. So I know, Tania, is that something I should coordinate or get with you on in the future? I think I heard like before the end of the year is a good timetable or time frame to do that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We're also, we had gotten an appropriation to make improvements at 301 and Pretty Pond Road. There's a traffic signalization that's occurring there, relocating of the existing signal to shopping centers, and then there's a new traffic signal going in at Medical Arts, kind of the shopping center district of north end of Zephyr Hills. So that project is out to bid. I also wanted to share and thank personally Deborah Bolduc and Manny for helping us get we had on the list for a long time a pedestrian sidewalk on 20th Street from County Road 54 to Henry, and that's completed now. And the PCPT, which I wasn't even aware of, put a slab out there, so we even have a bus stop there now. So that was been on the list for a while, but we appreciate everyone's support in getting that important linkage completed.
I was just going to go over there, take some pictures, because this has been, as you say, a long time coming, but we finally got it done.
Yep. So yeah, appreciated. Anybody else have anything to add today? Melanie, you all good over there?
We are all good.
Yeah, good. No parks information for today? Okay, well, hearing nothing else, it looks like our next meeting is going to be October 5th. It'll be another hybrid virtual meeting. I guess we'll try to again have a quorum in present.
So I don't remember exactly, but I believe this is a meeting that we switched the time to 1 o'clock because we need to get out. I'll let you know prior to the meeting, but I believe it's at 1 o'clock instead of 1:30 because we need to be out.
Okay, you'll let us know.
Yeah, I will let you know.
No, it says October 5th.
October 5th, doesn't it?
Okay, so it's 11 pages, and on second page, then Kat, it says October 5th.
Okay, well, with that, unless there's any other comments, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
For a second?
Yeah.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.